Hey, it's the end of 2015 and I have not posted a video since August, which I apologize for. So today what I'm going to be doing is just my top books of 2015. Number 3 is Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. Clearly it's really famous. It's like a cult classic. I haven't watched a movie yet. I do want to. The book was beautifully written. It was very stylistic. It's that kind of book that you have to talk about it when you're reading it. It's basically about this guy, the narrator, and his friend Tyler Durden. They made this club called Fight Club where you can fight each other, obviously, but what happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club. As in, the person that you are in Fight Club does not transfer to the outside world. Whatever you do in Fight Club is irrelevant to everything you do in the rest of your life. It was really good. The second book that I want to talk about is not a traditional book. It's a graphic novel written by Brian K. Vaughan called Why the Last Man. The premise is that one day there's sort of an apocalyptic event in which every mammal with a Y chromosome, or all the males, die, and nobody knows why. If you look at Congress, or if you look at pilots or ship captains or IT workers, most of these fields are male dominated, which means that after all the guys died, everything stopped working. Obviously, everybody's in a state of panic because if there are no guys, there won't be humans in the future. This follows the main character. I believe his name is Yannick. He and his pet monkey are the last males alive, and they don't know why they're still alive. They kind of go on this journey. He wants to get to his girlfriend named Beth. She's in Australia across the world because he's in the United States. He needs to figure out a cure so that he doesn't die, and that in the future, if he does have kids who are guys, they won't also die from this disease. And he needs to figure out why he's not dead and why his pet monkey is not dead. And it's really, really interesting. The writing in this, the story arcs, they're so engrossing and they're very plausible and realistic, which is something that I really appreciated because a lot of dystopian type genre stories are really unrealistic. It was really interesting and pretty funny at times. It was very funny at times. And I'd say of the 3 that I have on this list, this one is probably the easiest to get through. You know, it's not difficult to read, so would highly recommend you pick it up. It's not going to take a lot of your time. Highly recommend, 5 out of 5 stars. My number 1 of the entire year is actually a book that I have, and if you know me at all, kind of, you might guess what this is. That's Mysterious Skin by Scott Heim. This book is so beautifully written. Just the language that's used, and it's just told in this way that's really beautiful, and I really admire Scott Heim's writing in this. It follows these 2 boys from childhood to adulthood. One of them is Brian Lackey, and when he was 8, he blacked out for 5 hours and he doesn't know what happened to him. He comes to the conclusion that he must have been abducted by aliens. So that's his story. He spends the book basically trying to find out what happened to him and trying to contact other people who've had alien interventions of any sort. The other guy, his name is Neil McCormick, who follows a little bit of a darker path. As a child, he was in Little League and he was sexually molested by his Little League coach. He kind of convinced himself that he was in love with his coach, so he really looked up to his coach as a role model. So although the coach is actually present in very little of the book, you can tell the coach's influence on the rest of Neil's life a lot throughout the entire book. And so he goes on this darker path of male prostitution, rape, and just a lot of sexual endeavors. It's told through the point of view of many different characters, including Neil, Neil's friend Wendy, Brian, Brian's sister, I believe Deborah, just a bunch of different points of view, and it works really well. This book is chock full of like metaphorical words and literary devices and similes and things like that, and I'm surprised it's not more famous. If this sounds interesting to you at all, for sure pick it up. It's a lot of fun. I loved this book. I love this book. That's why it's my favorite book of 2015, go figure. That was my 2015 favorite reads video thingamabobber. I hope you enjoyed this. Please read these books. If you have, comment, let me know what you thought of them, because these are all books that you can talk about forever. Hope you guys have had a good 2015. That's it for this video. Bye.